Are you talking? All right, what the fuck?
Shit.
All right, you mean what makes me worry? Yes. All right. No, I chew.
Yeah?
Yeah, I chew and then I swallow.
Now,
but you know, it's like, am I going to have enough time to still do everything that I want to do?
There's so many more Kmart's.
There's at least this is how you're fucking spending it then? What a waste. Jesus.
tell him, Steve, Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Hey, Walt.
Hey.
And hey, Q. Oh, wait, Q. What happened?
Rough night.
What happened? Frank 5 is here. Q is out on a road trip with his big bro. And again, we're on YouTube, Walt. And this time we're trying something a little different. We're going to see how people like it. We're doing a split screen this time as opposed to like cutting back and forth. Because some people said like they want to see our reactions when you're being dismissive with us over
okay. Gotcha.
dyslexia and shit like that, you know?
Split screen.
Split screen, yeah. So it'll be like top and bottom. So you'll be able to see our reactions. So give some good reactions, Frank. People, yeah, there you go.
I want to be on top.
So go to YouTube and our sign up for our channel at TESD Town. And I just put up a video of a prank that I played on stage.
Yeah, I saw.
Prank Superstar. No spoilers.
Karma. That was karma.
It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. So we'll pop this up. If you're listening to this on audio, we're going to put this on YouTube. It'll probably go up right around the same time. So if you'd rather watch it, then do that. Frank.
Yes.
How many clams did you eat? Did you see that picture of all those clams?
Yeah, I'm hoping, like, so are we able to, like, throw up a picture in the video?
Throw up? Yeah, sure. Do that.
Yeah.
of the text we got informing us that Frank had eaten over 100 clams. And
Like 144 clams?
Yeah, I was up to 144. It was, well, you know, and then Mary was kind of like, well, I don't know if it's 144. She goes, I was counting like right around 120. She goes, either way, it was well over 100 and it was disgusting. That was her words, not mine.
Is that the first time you've ever eaten 100 clams in one sitting?
It's the first time I counted. So I've eaten a lot before, but I never really counted as I was eating them. But they just kept bringing them. So I was like getting really excited and they weren't clearing the table. So it was like just, I kept putting these empty shells next to me and they were just piling higher and higher.
Right.
I wanted to redeem myself from my last eating adventure.
Well, but that hasn't come out yet, though, so
Yeah.
we can't reference that.
No, well.
I mean, you can't just know we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But does a clam smell like it looks?
Well, yeah, I guess it does.
And does it taste like it smells?
All
Yes.
fishy and nasty.
Sand in it.
You know, it's gritty. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I think it is? I think because it is dipped in butter, you don't really taste it. It just tastes like you're eating like, I don't know,
Butter?
like fleshy butter. Butter dipped flesh or
Well, do you
whatever.
chew it or do you just like swallow it down?
No, I chew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chew and then I swallow.
Now, let's say your doctor was to walk in to the restaurant or
Okay.
or wherever you were eating this on a dock. I don't know.
I
where you were.
wasn't fishing. I was at a buffet. I was at a
Hey,
casino
let's say your
buffet.
doctor walked in and he was like, "Oh, Frank, good to see you." Would you tell him you're on? Lady, this is 125th clam, doc.
Yeah.
Or would you like be more discreet and be like,
That's my salad over there. No, I would probably tell him. And then he would probably be like, this is why your numbers are the way they are. And this is why you're gaining weight. And he'd probably
could you
walk
get
off.
mercury poison if you?
I saw
would
somebody
step in?
posted something or somebody reached out to me and said something about mercury poisoning. I never thought of that until that person mentioned it. So I don't know. Can you?
Oh, I would
Like
think-
Frank's eyes, one way up here, the other one down here.
Now, did they not fill you up after the 75th clam? That's not like that. You're like, oh, I'm still hungry.
You know what? They were little neck clams. So they were much smaller than the regular clams. So They weren't filling me. In fact, the only reason, it's going to make me sound like a glutton, but the only reason I even stopped was because I wanted to try the roast beef and all the other food that they had there too.
Where was this place? Was a
we got
a restaurant, like a buffet?
It was it's the Mount Airy Casino in Pennsylvania.
Oh, so you're down in Poconos.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're still in business after you took them for everything they had.
Yeah, really.
And then afterwards, and then I won at the slots after too.
The clam industry took a big hit.
It
Did
was-
you win any money?
I won $135.
Look at you, Frank.
Yeah.
Living large. Now, Poconos is not close to you.
It's like 3 hours. Everything's 3 hours for me.
So
3,
not
4
close. And you're here again this weekend
Yeah.
In Jersey.
in Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm curious to find out because Walt was like, yeah, Frank's coming down. And I'm never told about this. I'm never invited to the reindeer games between you two, probably because Walt's like, he's not going to want to walk around a fucking flea market all day. But like, what are you here for this weekend now?
So this weekend, very simple, is there's only 3 Kmarts left in the world,
Okay.
and one of them is in New Jersey.
For a reason. For a reason, Frank. They suck and nobody wants to go to them.
So we're going to check out one of the
Last-
last remaining Kmarts.
And this is where in Jersey?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's up north. It's an hour and a half away.
It's an hour and a half north of here.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's nothing.
I thought of you because you told me last weekend you, Q, and Troy went
Right.
out. You went to go see Bruce Campbell.
We went to
right?
see Bruce Campbell, yeah.
And that's the difference when you become friends with BQ and you become friends with me.
Why do I feel
Right.
I'm getting insulted?
No. It's like it's just like if Frank had started palling around with Q,
Mhm.
he'd be going to meet Bruce Campbell. He'd be doing a lot cooler shit
Right.
than going to the last operating fucking Kmart in New Jersey.
Right. So last week when we went to see Bruce Campbell, I'll tell the whole story, but eventually it turned out that we went on the tour bus with Bruce Campbell and we were doing shots and shit like that. Can I compare that to stopping by Friendlies after we visit Kmart, look around and we're like, well, we don't want to buy any of this shit. Why are we even here?
But did we mention too that we're going to come back here and see the hockey game?
You're going to watch a hockey game here in the
Yeah.
office?
Yeah.
You didn't mention that. You might as well not have.
Now,
Does that sweeten the deal?
now this little dig about I don't get any of your updates on the reindeer games. Well, I don't hear anything about the Bruce Campbell.
No,
situation.
reindeer games, not Ranger games.
I said reindeer games.
Oh, I thought you said Ranger
No, I
games.
said reindeer games.
You don't get any updates
I
from
didn't get no updates about the Bruce Campbell
Because
event.
what happens is like, hey, Walt, you want to go to the Prudential Center? Yeah. You want to go to New York to the birthday party? Yeah. Eventually people are like, he's just going to say, yeah. You know?
Well, I mean, hey, you've got a history of fucking going like fucking bowing out in the middle of a road trip, going home.
That's true.
You got a history of like we're supposed to go on a cruise. You
History, I
didn't
did it
go.
once. Okay, one, I was fucking so sick you wouldn't have wanted me there. Two, my kid was graduating. I think those are okay. Now, had we off because there was an extra ticket. There was an extra ticket for Bruce Campbell because what happened was it was me, Troy, Mary Beth, and Q. We were going to go see the show. Q was texting with Bruce Campbell, and Bruce Campbell was like, hey, do you want to be part of this show? And so Q was like, okay. So now we have an extra ticket, which was offered first to Joe DeRosa, who turned it down. First, he was fucking crybaby, like a belly aching and shit, that it wasn't offered to him in the first place. And then once it is offered to him, he said yes, and then he bailed out. So we eventually gave it to Meryl, Troy's wife.
Mhm.
And so we get there. It's a long, long ride. I pick up Q. It took Mary Beth and I probably 2.5 hours to get there.
That's nothing.
No, yeah, it does
It's
seem like
nothing.
nothing, but I'm just like, I hate being in a car for more than 2 hours. It sucks. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to meet up with Troy and his wife. We're going to hang out, go get something to eat, and then we'll go to the show afterwards. So that's what we do. We go, the first place is fucking like, and this is like, it really reminded me of when Kevin first started, like people recognizing him, where it's like, you can't really go out in public and be like, hey, I'm hanging out with this person because they're so busy taking pictures and glad handing and talking that you're like, this isn't real. I don't feel like I'm really hanging out with Q. I did feel like I was hanging out with Troy though. So we go over to the show and we get our pictures taken and shit with Bruce Campbell. And then after that, that's when we went out to the tour bus to hang out. We did a shot with Bruce Campbell, which is we were texting Joe DeRosa and be like, you fucked up, man. you could be in the tour bus right now. So we hang out and do that. And then we watch the show. Now, all of that seems like pretty regular, right? But it was, those two were not, I think they made a fucking blood oath to not be sober for the whole night. Troy and Q.
Right.
So they were really like tipsy the entire time. And it's like, you know, when people's true personalities come out when they're drunk or they've been drinking, Troy and Q are such fucking fanboys that I almost puked. Yeah. Oh my God. You wouldn't believe it. They were super excited to go. Like, it was interesting to go on the bus, but if like I hadn't, I would have been fine. I would have just went to my seat and sat down. It would have been no big deal. But they were like giddy and talking about Bruce and wouldn't stop fucking raving about Bruce. And you would think that was like when it was the worst. But then we move on after the show, we move on to this restaurant that we had actually stopped for a drink, had a drink before. And then the guy was like, come back. So we went back afterwards. Now Q is really like half in the bag and Troy's not far behind him. I was like, they're off talking to people. I was sitting there with Mary Beth and Troy's wife at the table. And I said, I had just read about this Mr. Beast. He's a popular YouTuber, and his sidekick, who has a wife and kids, decided he wanted to transition. He's going to go transgender. So I said to Troy's wife, I was like, what if he did that? Like, would you be able to? I'm trying to talk about anything. It's so loud in this place, and there's so many people. I'm like, I don't want to. I didn't really. It wasn't great, and it was raining outside, so we couldn't really stay.
You didn't
outside.
Break out the Little House on the Prairie combos.
It was too loud. Nobody would. I mean, even if they could hear me. But so when I say that, I was like, would you stay with Troy if he transitioned? She's like, I thought he was gay. She goes, now listen to this. She was like, when Troy and I first started dating, she's like, I seriously thought that he was going to come out at any minute. She's like, him and his friends were so busy playing grab ass all the time. Like, I couldn't believe it.
What's that? Is that a video game or is that really?
No, I wish it was a video game.
Only if you film it.
Yeah. I think she's being very literal.
Really, like just like
smack each other on the butts.
Smacking on the butts, goosing each other.
We're going to do that at Kmart tomorrow.
Now,
Down the underwear aisle.
Now I was like, really? And she's like, oh yeah.
Now, that stuns me.
You look at him now.
Yeah, because
he's burly.
Yeah,
he's big, seems like a man's man.
Like, he's the manliest man I know. I think. It's like him and Dave Windorf are like fucking, like they go in a steel cage match. I don't know who's coming out.
Yeah.
But you're telling me that.
That's on Patreon next month, by the way. Windorf, shirtless cage match. Windorf versus Troy. Yeah, I would have thought the same. I was blown away when she told me that. And then I'm like, look, he's in his mid-40s. Like we all go through it. We all go through that midlife crisis type thing. You know, you buy a sports car or you go out and get a girlfriend. But with Troy, I'm like, what if he reverts to some kind of primal state, you know? And he's like, we're hanging out, we're talking to Bruce Campbell, and next thing you know, he's goosing me and pinching my ass and shit, you know? Like, it's a concern. I don't know when he's going to fucking snap.
And he's so big, I mean, you got to let him do it.
Yeah, like if I'm like standing there and he just jumps on my back.
You got to let him finish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was a college thing.
Got no choice. You think so?
Like a fratty kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Where the guys
they're constantly like licking each other's balls or doing something gay.
Wait,
they're playing gay twister, like these hazing things that these hazing things that frat guys get into.
Wait a minute,
they're always doing something gay, bro. They always are like, you have to be naked to do this.
Balls, though, I think. What college? Like, did you?
What about a jizz cookie?
I think you were watching just a gay porno that was set in a college. I don't think it was a real frat.
Is that what it was? Oh.
Because there's no way that they're making the underclassmen lick.
Dude, kids die from hazing rituals and shit, right? Yeah. They're making them do. Even to this day, somebody just died. They did something. They put nair all over his whole body. No, they weren't licking balls. Oh, but I kind of made that up a little bit.
A little bit.
But you've heard of the jizz cookie. You've heard of like the frat guys all like gather around one big cookie and they all jerk off and they come on the cookie Isn't that what Limp Bizkit is all about? That's what Limp Bizkit means.
I heard of the cookie.
You come on the cookie, and then the last person to come has to eat it.
He's been on a college campus for how many years?
8 years now.
Have you heard of any of shit like this?
Frank, wipe the corner of your mouth quick.
I've heard of it. I don't know if it's really going on, but I heard about it when I was in college. People would say, "Oh, that's what cookie is," and I mean, I don't know anybody that ever partook in it, but.
Right, I think these are urban myths.
I don't think so, man.
I think they're urban
Can you
myths.
imagine though?
Todd Phillips directed a movie called Frat House back in the early 90s. Extremely difficult to find. And it really does hammer home like the toxic masculinity, frat boy behavior, bullshit frat. It's really interesting, but not widely available. And it sort of shows like what the frat life is like.
I never got that because it's like they're making you do all these crazy things to prove yourself as being worthy to be friends with somebody. I mean, is there anybody that you would want to be friends with enough that you would lick balls?
Not lick balls, but I think we all fucking are desperate for the attentions of one man that we do shit.
Well, it's like lick balls.
Yeah. I feel like if it's like, the new Patreon show is called Licking Balls, I'm like, I guess that's what we're doing now. I guess we're licking balls. I know he's not going to do it. Yeah, he's just going to get us to do it.
Changes the rules midway. He's got to lick more balls now.
Yeah, you didn't get the tape.
There's a world of difference between like eating a hot dog off a belt and actually putting tongue to fucking scrotum. It's not even close.
I guess.
It's not even close. Like you said, I think that it's...
So wearing a Kiss mask, reviewing music you hate, not nearly as bad as licking balls.
I wouldn't want to be in that fraternity though.
No, who would?
A chance on the planet I would be
no way.
Like once they told me this is what you got to do, I would be like, okay, I'll
be in the car.
Right.
I'm dropping.
I don't really like cookies.
Yeah, I'm a college dropout immediately.
Right.
No
doubt.
Ugh.
Do you think we can get Jimmy to eat a cookie?
Yes. Jimmy the hair guy.
No, he can't eat shit.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
I don't even think he can eat half a cookie.
Saltine. Yeah. Come on, Jimmy. We're going to play Saltine.
I will say this about Jimmy. I saw on Instagram the other day, I saw a post and it was about Jimmy the hair guy. And there was like one or two people that were sort of ragging about him.
No.
You're like, come on, man. Like you don't have to give every fucking oddball you find a show. To which I say like, look, we don't add people often, but when we do, there's always a value to these people. And there is a value to a guy who's so fucked up that he would spend $2,000 on another man's hair. And then you're like, okay, he's fucking covered from head to toe in tats. Okay, he's this weird collector. Okay, he looks like he hasn't changed his clothes since 1995. They're so dated. But I'm like, this is a valuable guy. Like you have to see that.
I think that comes from jealousy. Someone who posted that is like they want to have their own show.
Right. Why not me?
Yeah.
Why Jimmy the hair guy?
And I get it. But that's jealousy. That's the green monster. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. The one-eyed monster.
Yeah.
The green-eyed monster.
Yeah, one-eyed monster.
One-eyed monster.
I was thinking of the
friend Mary with.
Get Mary as I say it.
But yeah, that's our weekend. If you're interested, though, we're going to Kmart, the last operating Kmart, New Jersey.
Well, it's not even. Yeah,
we're gonna look. Right, maybe we'll look for a flea market while we're up there, an indoor one, and then we got to rush back like madmen to watch
for the game.
To game, but I'm not really looking forward to the game all that much. They're taking a pounding, so it's probably just watching. Gonna be like watching a funeral,
right?
Doesn't sound like fun.
I might consider it if I can find acid so I can dose everybody in the car and then we go to Kmart.
Everybody's tripping. Yeah. This is the best place in the world.
Why would we need acid to go? We're fucking going. We don't need acid to go.
No, but once you're there, you'll enjoy it more because of all the colors.
We'll enjoy every minute of it.
You will.
Straight edge.
That's what I don't understand. The straight edge shit I do not get.
We're going to live vicariously through Mary because this is her favorite store.
Oh, is it?
So watching her just walk through and look at all those piles of cheap shoes
and most of them in the aisles because like they stopped putting shit on the shelves 5 years ago.
So that's going to bring us happiness is watching the smile on her face.
Yeah. And I think this is the first thing since we've been palling around that we're doing that she wants to do. It seems like she just comes along for the ride. And
that's been the story of my life. She's hooked herself to my wagon.
I'm happy to do this because
Yeah, was Deb fucking was Deb begging you to go to all these auctions and malls and all this shit back in the day?
No,
she didn't want to go. She went along because you wanted to go.
Went along because I wanted to go, but like. I'm certainly not interested in a Kmart. I'm only interested in the aspect of like what's it going to be like?
Out.
Yeah, I know.
The last one. There's a certain like novelty or oddity to it.
Right.
To going to the last operating Kmart because it's almost like,
it's historic.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
It's not going to be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
It may not even be there by the end of the weekend. So we better get up there right after.
I actually think we should probably call to make sure it's going to be there tomorrow. Yeah, there's one in New Jersey. Then there's another one in New York, close by, like Staten Island, Long Island, one of the islands, I guess.
Right.
And then the third one is in Florida.
Okay.
We're hoping there's one of the old fashioned luncheonette in there too. So we're going to have lunch.
The diner, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. We could roll. We're not Bruce Campbell.
It's not Bruce Campbell level, yeah.
But
one of these things is not like the other.
As you say it out loud, we start.
Speaking of the Bruce Campbell thing, so Q was in preacher mode. He's like, he goes from like, oh, all these people around here, give him a couple drinks, and then he's in the thick of it. He's in the middle of all these, and it was a very young crowd. Like most of these people were probably no older than 24. Like they were all young. So he and Troy go in and they throw themselves into the mix, and Troy's wife went with him too. Me and Mary Beth. It was just so loud. We went outside. We were kind of hanging out. But then I guess Meryl was, his wife was a little bit lit too. Follow Meryl's Cookies on Instagram. She was a little bit lit too. So Q's preaching to this one guy, like, oh wait, first this was fucking funny. Oh, this was really funny. We so when we were doing shots with Bruce Campbell, he like had all these plastic cups. They were like, I don't know, like beer cups or something. Yeah, like food service cups. So he pours us drinks in them, and we drink the drinks. I wasted probably 95% of the tequila. I'm like, I am not drinking this. I got to drive home. Like it was like that much. It was like a quarter of a bottle. Yeah, pure tequila. I was like, no fucking way.
You drank it, right?
She had to talking to the mic. We can't have conversations with people across the room. Don't worry about her. Stop talking to her. Yeah. But so Q was very like, he carried his cup around and he drank the rest. And then he was like enamored with the cup. He's like, Bruce Campbell gave me this cup. Like, I'm keeping this, man. I should keep this, right? He's going. And we're like, yeah, you should keep it. So
how has that not been beaten out of him by now?
I don't know.
How is that not like, how is that just that whole aspect of like, I mean, it must be the alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Yeah. It loosens a social lubricant, right?
Yeah.
So Q's carrying this cup around and he's getting his drinks in this cup now. And earlier when we went to the restaurant the first time, all the staff took pictures with Q and they were all excited and shit. And like all guys. All these guys are giddy. The one girl that worked there was like, that he was like, oh, why don't I take a picture with that girl? She's hot. And she had no interest in him. Didn't care at all. It was all guys. So when we go back to the restaurant and Q's walking around with his cup and he puts it on the bar and Mary Beth and I are like, oh, let's walk away from the bar. It's too crowded. Let's go sit at a table over there. So when we walk away, Mary Beth takes Q's cup and we go sit across the room. And then we see Q like looking for it. He's lost his cup. What?
There was a moment of time where
talking to the mic, God damn it! You believe this shit?
You wanna go over
fucking
here?
embarrassing, yeah.
embarrassing.
What's your new hairdo? You like a new hairdo?
There was some time between that he didn't realize it was gone.
Right. There was a little bit of
Yeah. time
time that he didn't realize it was gone. But then when he does realize it's gone, he's looking around.
Like, oh.
Rupert, cut that part out, okay? He's looking around for the cup. Mary Beth has it. And we're like, oh, he's looking for the cup. He can't find it. And he's looking all over and you see him talking to staff and shit. The next thing you know, you see the staff like feverishly, like as if it's somebody's lost child, looking all over the place for this fucking cup that Q's lost. And then they're like, they pull the garbage.
Is this like
can
a
over.
No, cup?
No, it's like a plastic cup, like
Yeah,
if
like
you
a
go
Solo
to Disney
cup.
and you get a souvenir cup, something like
Okay, I
that.
thought you
But
meant
it said
like
like,
one
what
of
did it have, like a beer on the side of the name of it, or some company? Yeah, food service company. Yeah, it
wasn't like a label.
It wasn't like Bruce
Campbell,
Campbell's face.
Okay,
No,
all right.
it was nothing like that. It was just a cup. And
What's in front of you? But just a little bit.
it was plastic. Yeah, it was plastic. But like I have as much attachment to that cup as I do to the one Bruce Campbell. Okay, Q is not that way. So then we're watching Q, and he's looking around. He's talking to the staff, and the staff's looking all over the place. And then they pull out this huge garbage can, and the one kid like plunges his arm down into it. Like first they look at top, then he plunges his arm down to it. He's like fishing around in the garbage can. He pulls it out. He's got mustard all over his arm.
Would Q even want it then?
Yeah. Oh, he wanted it. He wanted it. And then like, I think Troy and his wife both worked in restaurants at one point, and they thought that what Mary Beth and I were doing was a little bit too sadistic for the staff. Like they thought it was mean that we were having them dig through the garbage and shit. So like Troy went over and it was like, they have it. Like Mary Beth and Brian have the cup. And Q was said to the people, like, I'm sorry, my friends are assholes.
But that's funny, the fact that they would like just hop to it and like look for.
Dude, if I was like, I lost my cup, where is it? They would be like, you're 86, get the fuck out of here. They wouldn't give a shit at all. But Q, I'm telling you, it was like he lost his child in there, or he lost his wallet or something. The way they're digging around for this fucking garbage, total garbage.
Remember, was it when we were on that trip, the Grand Canyon trip? Didn't you lose your wallet?
I've never had a wallet in my life.
I was going to say, you had a wallet?
No, because we had to go all the way back to the restaurant. We were calling.
It was my phone.
Oh, the phone. Okay. What's the same thing?
All
right. Remember you lost your phone and then you called the person and they didn't even walk over to he goes, we were sitting in this booth, can you go and check? And they didn't even walk over to the booth to see if his phone was
really?
They didn't care. We had to drive back to the place.
You just got to come back and look. We can't look for it.
We don't have time to look.
So that's the difference.
And there you go.
That's the difference.
Yep. Bruce Campbell difference.
So I thought that was really funny. But then like Troy's wife had a couple. And this guy that Q was talking to, Q was in like, I've lived. Like this kid's like 20 years old. I'll get a girlfriend until you're 30. Do this, do that. And he's chewing this kid's ear. He will not let this kid go. And the kid's like, I want to, he's like, I've been singing since I was 2. I want to be a music producer, all this other shit. So Q walks away at a certain point, and Troy's wife is like, sing me a song. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, sing for me. You said you can sing. Sing. I want you to prove yourself. She's going. She fucking harassed this kid, and whatever self-esteem Q built up was immediately eroded by Meryl's treatment of this kid, who she goes, you're never going to make it. If you can't sing a song for me, you'll never make it. He's never going to make it. She's going like talking to us. Yeah, you suck, she kept saying. You suck, man. And the kid was like, okay.
You sure Troy is going to want this in?
Too bad, man. This is life. This is the way things go. Sorry, Troy. Walt's on the record as saying,
I might not leave this in if I had Final Cut.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it can, yes, I thought it was funny. Can be funny, but
the kid's a bartender, so he knew. Like the kid's a bartender, so he knew. Like he's like, I'm used to dealing with people who had one too many. So that was it. It's just like she had one too many.
Okay.
She's a fun drunk, though. I like her. Like, she was at the wedding and she was drunk there. She was really fun.
She was a lot of fun.
I love her. I think she's awesome.
Yeah, she was like dancing a lot, like at the wedding, I remember. And even if nobody else was dancing, she was just dancing in the dance floor by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She was funny.
Yeah. Let me see here.
You're our second guest.
So I wanted to
in the new direction of TSD. So you're following
Joe DeRosa.
Joe DeRosa. So this is
it's taking a nosedive already. That's what I'm hearing.
Views are way down.
No, I thought this is great. Follow Joe DeRosa is pretty fucking sweet.
I think so. I don't know how sweet everybody else is going to think it's going to be, but I mean,
I didn't get to ask Joe my questions, so I was.
Oh, you didn't?
Maybe I could ask Frank.
I saw some criticism that Q and I were like a little bit too vocal and didn't give you a chance to speak up.
No, not at all.
No?
No, it just didn't. It was like it didn't come up naturally. But like because I've seen some critiquing of TSD is that we don't know how to do interviews.
Right.
Like we don't know how to do it. Like that's not our forte. Stick to what you know. You're not Joe Rogan.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Mary Beth, check our bank account. Am I Joe Rogan?
Well,
I thought I was.
But we don't have the interviewing skills of a Joe Rogan.
Of course we don't. It's our friend. He's hanging out with us, assholes. That's the fucking way it goes. It's it's not going to be a straight. So, Joe, how did you get into comedy? Let's keep this dry and fucking boring as fuck.
But those were comments being thrown around before the episode even dropped, though. Like
they didn't have faith in us. They didn't have faith in us.
Yeah, they didn't have
So
no
when they
faith.
saw the interview, they were like, see?
I don't know about that, but I had some questions for Joe.
Let me do a quick ad read first, and then we'll get into
I think
these
they can apply
questions.
to Frank 5 too.
Sure. I'm game.
When did you first know you were funny?
Never.
Okay. Now, Walt, you're going to be very excited about this sponsor. Tiger Logistics, TYGER, is an independent ant-owned freight company.
Freight?
Yep.
Ooh,
Freight.
I love talking freight.
I love talking freight too. Reminds me of Deadwood. Charlie Utter had a freight company. They're a freight brokerage that offers freight forwarding and dispatching services all across the United States and Canada. At Tiger, they know that freight happens. So they strive to always be quick and efficient while they keep freight fun. Do you know how
That's
many
hard to do.
Do you know how many companies have Bro, I've used countless freight companies. None of them. They're lick of fun. None of them. But Tiger's going to they're changing the game.
I'm
Right?
excited.
Why wouldn't you be?
Freight's expensive. I've tried to freight things before. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to run into that at Tiger.
No.
You know, Frank 5 probably gets a big discount. You're treated like Q.
Really? Like they're going to look for my. Tiger Freight's going to look for my cup in the garbage.
Whatever your product or market, they have an experienced team and network of drivers to bring your valuable cargo to its destination in perfect conditioning. Call them at 864-969-3880 today to get your free freight quote. And to learn more about their services, visit tigerlogistics.com. That's TYGER logistics.com, or follow them on Facebook or Instagram. Dude, I dream of Instagram accounts where I can be like, hey, who shipped where when? Like, I want to see that shit on my Instagram feed. Right now, my Instagram feed, I'm trying to get the algorithm to like 95% monkeys eating berries, kittens wrestling, dogs playing, and guitar stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it working?
It's working so far. Pretty good. I see a lot of I'm constantly forwarded shit to Q and to Mary Beth, like kittens wrestling and attacking people at night when they're trying to sleep. Visit Tiger Logistics. That's TYGER logistics.com, or follow them on Facebook or Instagram. Use promo code TESD to get a 5% on your first load. Take from that what you will. Freight. Yeah. I think that's their
the only people who could handle my load.
Yeah. Do you think maybe, Frank, you could be like the spokesperson? This is an ant, and they might need a spokesperson. You might not be able to get that much money, but like you're on the side of every truck and be like, they're the only ones that could handle my load.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah.
They might get fired from that position though if if somebody reports it. Like,
no, I'm tenured now. They can't fire. They can't fire me. Let me tell you, if they haven't fired me yet, they're not going to. Some of the stuff I've done.
Really?
Wow.
I want to hear about that, Frank.
Well, we got to wait for
till the
next.
mics aren't hot.
Yeah, or the next 1, 2, 3. Or
I've always, dreamed of working for a shipping company like that.
Me too, but I don't want to work in the warehouse. I want to deliver stuff to people.
Yes,
I want to be like, here's your stuff. And they're like, oh, thank you. And they're happy.
Doug Heffernan.
Sometimes they might even give you a tip.
I'd be like Doug Heffernan.
I think that's where there's too much responsibility because,
For me?
Yeah, because you're going to be the one on the front lines.
Right.
It shows up and you deliver it and you uncrate it and it's damaged. Who's going to hear about it? You. Regardless if you didn't do the damage or not. But just working in the, with the guys in the warehouse. With your
that's
name
a blue collar manly job. Yeah, with your name on your shirt,
embroidered on above the pocket. That's what I've always wanted to do. I wonder if Tiger could give me just like maybe just a temporary position to see if I like it.
Well, how about you just get the shirt? If Tiger could send us some shirts with our names embroidered on them, that would be awesome. That I would love.
It'd be cool to go work there for a day.
Oh, I'd give it more than a day.
I did it. I love that job. I was a delivery person for a company, and I loved it.
I imagine you're also not going to be delivering by yourself either. You're probably a 2-person.
Why? Why can't I go out alone?
If something is,
That's maybe Christmas time, but regular season.
I think if something needs to be freighted, it's rather large. Then you're not delivering like little
You're
boxes
right.
and shit
You're
that you're
right.
gonna be able to
They're big
handle
loads.
yourself.
You got to handle big loads.
Right. Mary Beth, you should work for him. I'm complimenting myself and
it's
outing her as a
love
load stealer.
Make sure my eyeball is on camera.
So what do you got for Frank? Let's ask him some shit.
Well, I mean, what I had for Joe.
Are these probing?
Not really for Frank. I didn't. What makes Joe DeRosa tick? Well, what makes Frank tick?
What makes
Or
me
you can speculate on what makes Joe
or what
DeRosa
makes
tick.
Joe, because we heard the pod on the way down on the
But I
ride.
want to hear what makes
What makes me tick?
Yeah, what makes
Joe
you tick?
DeRosa, it's ketamine and child porn.
Is dear God, don't even joke about that for me.
Just joking. I know we're on video now. Just joking.
I don't know. I think what makes me tick, I'm somebody who, I think I'm a loyal person. I think I enjoy living in the moment. I like to have fun. I'm not.
This is not a job interview.
Yeah.
folks.
All right. Well, I'm a hard worker. I handle big
What's
loads.
your
I don't-
biggest weakness?
This doesn't. None of those answers apply to what makes you tick, though. That's
Yeah, like
weird.
what gets you excited,
You don't
right?
know what makes you tick.
Not being like, oh my God, I'm so fucking loyal.
I don't know then. I mean, what makes me tick? Like, I don't even know how to answer that. Like, I don't know. Pass.
All right, let's go on to the next one then.
Joe DeRosa at no point was like, I don't know.
What keeps Joe DeRosa up at night? What keeps Joe DeRosa / Frank 5 up at night?
From where I said, it's the internet.
Peeking in neighbors' windows.
What keeps me up at night? I'm just not a sound sleeper. I text people. Are you talking? All right, what the fuck?
Shit.
All right, you mean what makes me worry?
Yes.
All right. You know what keeps me up at night?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Worry. I worry about the way the world is going. I am afraid of the fact that I'm getting older. Like I look in the mirror.
Here we go.
Is this what you
Yeah.
wanted?
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
what you needed?
you're
This is
knocking
what
down
you
the
want to
facade.
exploit?
You're not,
Okay.
yeah, not exploit.
I like texting like a 15-year-old girl. That's not an answer.
I wonder what Troy's doing.
Yeah.
Like I'm worried about all that stuff. Like, now, I'm 50 years old and it's like, I look in the mirror and now you start facing your own mortality. That stuff keeps me up at night.
That happened when you were 50?
Yeah. Well, it's happened. God, it started happening back in my 40s.
Yeah.
But, it's like, am I going to have enough time to still do everything that I want to do?
There's so many more Kmart's.
There's at least this is how you're fucking spending it then? What a waste. Jesus. Live every day as if it's your last. All right, let's go to Kmart.
But did I mention it's one of the last ones?
You're tossing and turning about these big life, moments that you're having. Yeah.
Yes.
Then like, then maybe something more like lofty than the Kmart is should be on the horizon then. Right?
I guess. I don't know. You were gung-ho when I mentioned it before. And
I'm still gung ho, but I'm not tossing and
I don't know.
turning.
Maybe let's go. You know what? Why don't we go protest something then? You want to do that instead of going to Kmart?
All right, you want the next one?
I guess.
Who is Frank 5's celebrity crush?
Ooh, that's easy. I have two. Joe DeRosa. No. Salma Hayek. And
She was in Dogma, right?
yeah. And
Current Salma Hayek?
I'll take any Salma
Take current
Hayek.
Salma Hayek?
Oh, I'll take
Current
any
version
of
is
them.
pretty good.
Yeah, she is. And I can't. I'm going to butcher the name. She's on Modern Family. The Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah. I like those
Vergara
two.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, those are my two celebrity crushes.
You like the foreign lassies, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
He likes when baby got back.
Yes, I do, and front.
Yeah. Yeah. Does Miss Five know this? She's in the room. Does she know that these are your celebrity crushes?
No, we never talk about anything like this. We never talk about anything good. I don't even know who.
Do you have a celebrity crush, Miss Five? Nah.
I was gonna say, you're breaking your biggest rule
but I can
right now.
report back. She didn't have to come all the way over to say no. But does it bother Mrs. Five that both of your celebrity crushes are Latinx and she's about as white as the driven snow?
I don't know. Does it bother you? No,
Doesn't
because
bother.
you think there's no chance. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see.
Who do you think you could win over, Sofia Vergara or Selma Hayek?
If I had any chance,
and you're trying to win them over, who do you think you got a better shot with?
Sophia,
Yeah.
because Selma, I think, is married to like a billionaire.
Oh, okay.
So I have no shot.
And Sophia probably has hardly any money, right?
I would imagine that she would look at me and my 1980 DeLorean, and she'd be like,
Say,
I want to get that.
how quickly does the DeLorean drop happen when you're talking to her? Like,
Before I even introduce myself, I'm wearing the shirt and the hat.
That would get her.
It's all coming up, Frank. Maybe she wants to go to Kmart.
No, wait. She does. She does have a fucking celebrity crush. Didn't she say something about that guy on Law and Order once?
Did she?
I think
Jerry Orbach?
What? No, yeah, Jerry Orbach. She
Oh,
was-
Mary?
No, the other guy. He's still on it. Christopher Maloney. That's who she mentioned.
you know what? I thought it was that prince that moved to America.
I love how you guys know so much about my wife and I don't know any of this.
I don't know if she's ever come out and said it, but I always suspected that she was into the princes because she's so into the royal thing. There's no other reason to be that into it unless you're like, I really like him. He's cute. He's dreamy.
Yeah.
You could be right.
I want to be Prince Charles's tampon.
Because you know what? She gets very like argumentative over the Meghan Markle thing. Like
yeah,
if
which
I say
one's the one married to Meghan Markle?
Prince Harry, I believe.
That's the one I think because she was very like protective of him.
Patty.
Does she talk
very
shit about
dismissive
Prince
of
Harry?
Meghan
About
Markle.
Meghan Markle?
She was talking shit
She was
about
talking
it.
shit about
because
it.
I was like, oh, I don't think she's all that bad. Yes, she is. And she did this. And she, like,
Whenever I
catfighting.
see something about the Royals, it always makes me think of Mrs. Five, and it always lowers my estimation of her just a little. I'm like,
Yes.
she's so cool. How is she into this stupid shit?
Cool. Oh, come on.
Like, I really like your wife a lot. She's nice. But the royal stuff, I'm like, I don't get it.
Well, she's a huge fan. You guys will have a lot to talk about of the Little House.
Little House?
Well, we live because this is what we're going to tell you. How far away is it? 2 hours? 3.5 hours. We live away from where the original Little House person lived
Right.
in real life. And
This is based on a real family?
it's a real thing. Yeah, it's a real
Yeah.
person.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's based on the books.
Yeah, she dragged me to it once. She went on the tour and everything. So-
I watched a video on YouTube of the Little House. Like you go see the Little House. I think it's in Kansas somewhere. And then they also have the gift shop.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, like, imagine if we had driven out to this fucking thing.
That would have
Like the Little House place.
We would have done it.
I mean, I would stop by if it was on the way,
Uh-huh.
but it looks so boring.
We-
It's in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know if you had gone home by at this point, but we drove like 2 hours out of the way to see an ice cream store that had clowns in it, like marionette clowns.
No, I don't think we were.
So
Yeah.
we would have been dying for
Little House would have been like, yes, let's go.
This place rocks. This place is awesome.
Like, yeah, we saw it in the weird state like app that like there was an ice cream shop that had a whole bunch of clown
Yeah, it was
like,
creepy.
motif.
Really?
Yeah, but it wasn't as cool. as
And then we
you
all
would
felt
think.
obligated to buy something because we were the only ones in there.
And I was scared to eat any dairy on the trip because
Right. Mm.
Sometimes dairy is me have a great relationship. Other times
Not so good.
dairy's my fuck. I'm dairy's bitch.
Yeah. Dairy pones.
I got another one, Frank.
All right.
If Joe DeRosa if Frank Five were a dog, what breed would you be?
I like German Shepherds. I would probably be a German Shepherd.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Strong, loyal. I'm going back to my first question.
intimidating though.
I can be intimidating.
Intimidating, sort of. They have
you're
kind
nice
of a.
guy.
Oh,
You're
but
a
I
sweetheart, Doug.
could do the teacher face and start yelling and getting people nervous. I make
Yeah,
people
but you're
cry all
scaring
the time.
students.
But that's just like you're just like a chihuahua though. Then nobody takes that seriously.
Yeah, they all are like, nope, he's been neutered.
He's all barking, no bite.
Like Troy's a German Shepherd.
Troy's a
Troy's a
German Shepherd.
Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's anything with like
Troy's guarding he's like helping the Roman guards and shit.
We just got done saying he was all giddy over celebrities. I'm not doing
I
that.
never
we
saw that.
just told Gidim that he does not have it in him to be a security guard anymore. He's thinking about going back to the security game. Me, Walt, like, dude, don't even try it.
Yeah,
Like,
those
you
are
have to guard
lofty
something
goals.
nobody gives a fuck about. You know?
Mall.
You're like that. What's those hot dog dogs? They're so cute.
Little Dachshund.
I think I'm a wiener dog.
Yeah.
I'm not a wiener dog.
He's like one of Joe Gatto's dogs with like the buck teeth and the tongue hanging out, the eyes going.
Somebody rescued me.
No. He's that friendly dog that you want to scratch his back and just play with him.
But then you quickly walk away because the red
oh.
rocket is out like that.
As you're walking up, I'm getting attention. It's out already.
Gotta watch your leg. Ah, shit, Frank.
You're the type of dog that people will walk up to and engage with. You're not a German Shepherd. Most people are not going to engage with a German Shepherd because they're just not. They're leery of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good thing. That's a great trait. I wouldn't mind being a Dachshund.
So you don't think I'm intimidating whatsoever?
No. People are the only thing. Like people see you, they're like, I hope he doesn't piddle on my carpet. They're not afraid of getting attacked.
No, like if I'm talking.
So he's not tough. He's just incontinent.
He's old, you know. I got him a wee pad.
In terms of like being a German Shepherd, no, but I'm sure, yeah, you could be intimidating, but like not German Shepherd levels.
Like he could be one of those dogs that you're like, maybe not quite sure about, but you're like, I'll give it a shot. I'll approach him. He looks friendly. His tail's wagging.
Yeah.
He looks friendly.
Yeah.
All right. I guess
it's
that's a
still
compliment.
adorable. It's still friendly. Like I'd rather take that dog home.
Nobody likes the mean dogs that bite people.
Junkyard dog.
Yeah.
There's a reason
You
he's
think
living
you're
in
a junkyard dog. You think you should be like chained to a piece of heavy machinery on like a leash this big because you're so dangerous.
I thought I was dangerous. I thought I was gangster. I thought I was Mayor, how many
You can't
times?
coast on the Italian shit. You can't. Nobody takes you for a mobster. It's like nice guy Frankie. That would be your nickname.
God, that makes me feel so bad. Because I want to be
So
tough.
you want to be a nice guy?
No, I want to be tough. You know, I almost ran a mile once in 6 minutes. Look at these guns.
So you'd rather walk into a room and have everybody be on edge,
Yes.
and rather walk into a room and have everybody be like, "Oh my God, Frank's here."
Well, right now I walk into a room and nobody says anything. So I'll be happy with anything if I walk into a room.
Half-assed, it's how'd he get in here?
I don't mean it as a slight at all.
No.
Not at all.
I'm sure it
You're
didn't
a
sound like it.
friendly-
You said I
you're-
was going to wee all over everything.
That was him. I never said
You
that.
said I was going to wee all over everything.
I never mentioned we. I was like, "You're the dog that I would take home and be like, we're going to adopt him. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he friendly?" Like,
All right.
When
I let you sleep on the bed.
Really?
Oh,
That's
Frank.
more than Mary.
When I was young, I used to deliver a newspaper, and one of the houses had this golden retriever puppy, really cool little puppy named Kelly. But every time she came out, she would get excited and start pissing all over the place, and then her tail would hit the piss and like hit it like all over, so it would spray your legs and shit. That's what you remind me.
All
of.
right. So I'm
Like-
Kelly, the golden retriever that pisses on himself.
Just so excited to see people and happy and friendly. That's you.
Okay.
Embrace it.
All right. I'll embrace it. Mayor, you agree?
Golden retriever. There you go.
You're all nuts.
Golden retriever. That's
Golden retriever.
you. You know, giving a golden shower.
I don't think you. You never seen me go off. That's why.
It's true.
You know, I internalize a lot.
I know.
I'm
So you should be
hardcore.
ready. Like, join the
From the
club.
street.
You should be ready to explode.
Any minute. I'm from the streets, yo.
Frank, what is something that isn't free but should be?
Garbage service. Motherfuckers making me pay for bags and shit. They should be taking that.
So, healthcare.
Oh, well, you want to go? You want to
He
go?
came up with garbage service so quickly too. Yeah.
Because that's what's affecting me at the moment.
Like I was through half a blink and he goes garbage service.
Yeah, I guess healthcare would be good. That would probably be a number two.
Probably help more people than garbage service.
It probably would. It
Because
probably.
you know
would.
what I do? I put my garbage in the garbage can and I wheel it down to the street and then I don't think about it anymore. I don't obsess over it and drive it around all night and fucking stink up my car and shit.
The last time we fucking came to New Jersey, I had garbage that we were gonna dump before we got here,
Mhm.
and we both totally forgot about it. The garbage sat in the back seat the whole weekend. We pulled back into the house. Like, this is after 3 days. We're like, we never threw the garbage away. We drove around with this thing in the back seat for 3 days.
I think that like no matter what the situation is, like you could be, I don't care what happens to you, like what crisis you're going through. If someone's like, Frank, what days do the garbage get picked up? You could answer it
Oh yeah.
like no matter what you're going through. Like you could have dementia and you could be like, Frank,
Oh yeah.
What
I
day's
won't.
garbage picked up?
I won't know who Mary is, but I'll know that
Yeah.
I could bring it on Thursdays to this street and
on
Tuesdays to
autopilot.
that street. Mary says it constantly. She goes, I don't know what we're going to do when we're older. You're obsessing about garbage constantly.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse.
The number of times that I say to Mary Beth, like, fuck, I forgot to put the garbage out because that's how little I think about it.
So you need me to be your neighbor. Then I take care of
Yeah.
your garbage for you.
Well, that'd be awesome.
Really?
I would take care of everybody's garbage. I mow my neighbor's lawn too. I'm a nice guy. But hardcore, no, fuck, I'm hardcore. I'm hardcore while I do it.
All right. I got some more that I would have asked Joe. What do people misunderstand about you the most?
They think I'm too nice.
What is wrong with being a nice guy in 2023?
Why do you want to be such a
I
tough
want
guy?
to be, like macho, like who I want to be. Like if I had to pick another celebrity crush, well, not a crush, but like Liam Neeson. Like he's a tough dude.
He's an actor, though. You think he's really tough in real life?
I think he's tough in real life.
No way. He's
Yeah.
it's just the roles he's been given.
You think so?
Yeah, like
way.
Schindler, right? He's a tough son of a bitch.
I think, yeah. So I think, what else is misunderstood? You know what else is misunderstood about me? That Mrs. Five and I argue a lot. We don't argue a lot in real life. So
Yeah,
that's
I got a text from Frank Five. He was out with a couple. And he did not like the way the husband was joking around with his wife, joking around. And it was so evident that you were like, oh my God, is that what I'm like?
Yeah.
And then you were like, I'm gonna back off the like teasing and shit.
Have you done so? Have you stuck to that, or have
Well,
you
this is the
reverted
first time
back?
we've been on the air. Oh, you mean,
yeah.
but in real life?
Oh, I thought you were making that.
In real life.
Yeah, like
that's
you were
what I
gonna
thought too.
you were gonna stop.
You're saying just on the air.
that.
Oh, yeah, because we
that
don't
pattern.
we don't really do that too. Well, I guess we do it. I don't know. She just left the room anyway, so I guess in real life too. Yeah,
Yeah, that's misunderstood.
that's misunderstood. I think a lot of people think,
Which is your fault.
It is my fault.
Yeah.
It is my fault. The other thing people don't understand too, and she'll admit this, is believe it or not, I'm the romantic one in the family.
Oh yeah?
I was the one who saved the movie ticket from our first date. I was the one who saved the miniature golf card from our first date. And then when I proposed to her, I had it made into a little collage-y kind of thing. And the ring was there in this little Fabergé egg that I made.
Sounds like you should have been hanging out with Troy.
But, her,
Wait a minute, you made a Fabergé egg?
well, I had somebody do it.
Oh,
But her, she didn't remember when our first date was. I remember the very first time I told her I loved her. You know what she said to me?
What?
Thank you. And then what in the house?
again, now, this is why when you're wondering, like, I can't believe people don't think I'm a German Shepherd. This is why.
Yeah.
You're lovable. You're like, that's.
So you're
that's
saying
you.
she's more of a German Shepherd?
No,
Probably.
not at all.
Probably is.
But more than you.
Yeah. I still hear to this day the first date that Mary Beth and I went on. It was Joe's Crab Shack, and the drink that I got came with a little plastic shark in it. So when they came to clear away the shit, I just give them everything, and she was too ashamed to say she wanted to keep the shark as a memento from the first date.
Oh, did you ever get it?
The drink.
Did
What's
you ever
that?
get? You never got
We shared the
shark?
drink. Never got the shark. No.
Why don't you go
Aw.
back to just go get
Yeah, we
a
should've
different
done
shark?
that.
It would have been the same. Yeah, I should have been like, "Hey, my girl fucking lost her shark in the garbage can. Get mustard on you."
What superpower do you wish? you
Invisibility.
had? Invisibility.
Oh
Why?
yeah, because I would love to spy on people.
I knew you would abuse it. I knew it.
I went
knew you
right
would
to it.
abuse
I'd watch people do it. I'd go to the casino and I'd take chips. I would totally abuse it.
See, that's why we're not given superpowers by God. He knows we would abuse them all.
You think
He
so?
knows there's nobody would fight the good fight with their powers.
See, no nice person would do that though. That's only hardcore.
Yeah,
That is pretty
it's
hardcore.
hardcore.
But it's
I'm sitting in the corner
It's
watching
actually
two
though,
people
like
fuck.
if like say he got caught, like say he's not invisible, he gets caught doing these things and going to jail. Nobody there is like, oh, he's hardcore. Like, nobody. That's not hardcore.
I started walking into, what are you in for? Murder? What are you in for? I took the garbage someplace I wasn't supposed to.
I was peeping at my neighbor.
Peeping at my neighbor.
My last one I would have asked last week. What is your spiciest opinion that most people disagree with? Now I didn't come up with this one.
Remember this, your answer could jeopardize your tenure.
No, I'm tenured already. That's
I don't
solid.
even know what that means. Like, what's
I
your
like-
You
spiciest
basically can't, your spiciest.
Oh,
opinion that most people disagree with?
I believe that like prostitution, I think should be legal. That's kind of spicy, don't you think?
Yeah, it is.
I agree with it. Mary Beth agrees with it. Rupp, what do you think? He agrees with it. Mary, what do you think? Prostitution
She's like,
legal?
what's prostitution?
Yeah, she guesses too. The only dissenting opinion I think you're going to have is Father Flanagan here, so that's not that
You know
spicy.
what? I am totally on the fence on this one. I
Yeah?
think there's a lot of people who would, if it was not stigmatized, would benefit. Would who need prostitutes?
Yeah.
Would be healthier for them to be able to get their rocks off
Right.
once in a while. But
Goes a long way.
but what about that? What about the prostitute though? What kind of price is she paying for this? Long term and
It's up
down
to
the
her.
road.
That's up to her.
Of course, it is up to her, but
Right.
it doesn't mean
The
though,
way-
that there's
the way
not
that
going to
I
be some
would-
horrific scars
Yes,
because
but- somebody
somebody is like if faced with like they think a situation of like, well, I can't do anything else. I got to do this, or I need.
Right.
I don't have any other skills, or for whatever reason they fall into this. I think the ramifications of choosing that as your occupation are going to be pretty profound as you go on.
I think though, I would rationalize it personally by being like, well, they're doing what they want to do, and I wouldn't solicit a prostitute anyway. So, I mean, I kind of married one. That's what you get for making that noise. So, like, I wouldn't feel any personal guilt about these women's lives. And I think if you want to become a
as the
prostitute,
John.
no. I mean, yes, like as the John, like since I'm not a John, I would be like, well, I'm not contributing to any mental scars. Like they're
Right, but-
doing their own thing. They're doing what they want to do. Just like I wouldn't want them to tell me I couldn't do something. I'm like, if you want to sell your body for money, that's totally up to you. And I think if you're going to do that, you're going to do it anyway. Legal prostitution might make it a little bit easier, but like, because you look at OnlyFans and like all these girls who have OnlyFans pages and shit. It's like, that's about as close as it comes, I think, to like legal prostitution right now. But it's what is it? Religious shit? Still holding it back?
Yeah, I have
Religious
no
shit?
idea.
It's like they did it with pot. If you go to a dispensary, it should be the same as going to a bordello, like everybody's checked out for diseases. Everybody's
Mhm.
consenting. Everyone's like got their marbles. There's no guns in there,
Right.
Oh, I don't think that they'll ever be able to regulate it and to not have diseases or.
Well, if you're regulating it, no, of course you're gonna, like, just like with weed, it's like I can still go buy weed from a dealer. I don't necessarily need to buy it at a dispensary. And the same with prostitution. It's like you buy a prostitute that's like, off menu, then yeah, you're gonna run the risk of getting sick. But if you're like you have a state or federal
like on the outskirts of Vegas.
You want the government to get involved into the prostitution.
something like this, I think they probably need to. Yeah, something like that, I think they need to, just for
I
the
don't
health
know.
concerns.
I don't know.
Look, I'm not for government is fucking
Make it
way
legal.
too fucking.
Don't make it so it's a crime. But I also don't know if the government is who you want.
No,
I
they
don't
couldn't even
know.
run the
They
post
can't.
office. You're right.
DMV's a nightmare.
That's all I had.
Those are all the questions for
Joe.
Joe.
Well, thank you guys. It was great being here. Great introduction, by the way.
Yeah, we had leftover questions for the second guest. Well, as long as we're done with that, I'm going to talk about MeUndies a little bit. Frank, did you get any MeUndies yet?
I have not gotten MeUndies
You
yet.
know what? I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow, see you before the weekend's over. If not, I'm going to send you some, okay?
All right.
They're mediums. I hope you're a medium.
I don't know. Am I there?
They used to fit me when I was a medium, but they don't anymore.
Wait, are they
And
used?
they're in plastic bags. When was the last time you treated yourself to something quality? Look, Frank, we're not calling you basic, but it feels like quality things are sometimes out of reach. And now that MeUndies is available on the MeUndies website, Amazon, and in Nordstrom stores,
Well, this is a new development.
yeah, you don't have to choose between quality and
Oh.
convenience.
They ain't gonna need TSD after this.
No, I don't know if I'm going to get those.
Yeah.
Nordstrom's is too high end, but Amazon, yeah.
If they're
Amazon
into if they've made their ways into those big, fucking huge corporations.
yeah.
This might be the last MeUndies spot that
You know
need
what?
out of us.
What was that mattress company? What was that mattress company?
Casper?
Casper? As soon as
soon as
Casper
they
went
got
into Target,
yeah.
we didn't have any more Casper.
Buy
heads.
TSD.
Oh shit!
We'll look for
Come on,
underwear.
MeUndies, don't do this to
We'll
us.
look for
Don't
underwear
let the
came
door
out.
hit you on the way out. Don't let the door hit your MeUndies on the way out.
Oh my god! They're offering 25% off plus free shipping on your first order when you order through their website and the undies are ripe for the taking. You're not going to get 25% off on fucking Amazon.
Can the missus try to lock us into a lifetime contract with MeUndies real quick?
She can try.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and reading this, man, I'm fucking nervous. We're through the rest of the...
Okay, well,
we got 23 lockdown, but now...
See if we can get at least until 2050 lockdown.
Yeah. If not, we're
like
gonna be
real cheap. Like, go in with such a low ball offer that they're like, we have to sign this contract.
Yeah.
Like
$25
a year.
So shopping for MeUndies has never been easier. If you're in the mood to feel their famous fabric and see their bright, fun prints in person,
Modal.
the Modal. Head over to MeUndies.com/tellhimstevedave. And that website is the best way to explore all the undies and apparel they have to offer. From men's and women's undies to joggers to socks and bralettes, there's something for every comfy need. Join the MeUndies membership and save up to 30% on most purchases. Members also get a ton of other perks like early access and free shipping. Frank, I would never wear any. I'm not even saying this. I would never wear underwear besides MeUndies again. Those cotton breed. What about you? You got any MeUndies? You fucking piece of shit. Fuck off. To get 25% off your first order and free standard shipping, head to MeUndies.com/TESD. That's MeUndies.com/TESD. The sale is only available for online purchases. And remember, if you're not 100% satisfied, it's on MeUndies.
Send them back.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. Can't wait to try them.
All right. Let's see.
I bet you their first month in Nordstrom's, they move more MeUndies than we ever moved in the lifetime of ads that we've done on TSD, the countless ads we've done for them.
Right.
I have to think that, it's just being in that, like right in a store is the world of difference.
Nobody shops in stores anymore. No,
We're going to fucking Kmart tomorrow.
You guys are fucking boomers, and you're not going to buy anything. We're talking.
Wait, does Kmart offer MeUndies? I'll pick you up a pair if they have them there.
They don't, and that's the thing, man. It's like if you want this kind of stuff, now, I know they say go to Nordstrom's or Amazon, but you're not going to get a better deal than on the MeUndies website.
No, that's true.
And the Tell 'em Steve Dave code gives you some discounts, and it's totally worth it. Mm-hmm. It's totally worth it, man. I'm going to fucking get Tiger Logistics to fucking send me like a whole fucking giant crate of them. You know? I'm like, I need some crate.
Just like a big trailer in front of your house.
Yeah. All filled with fucking MeUndies. I want to ask you this, Walt. This wouldn't really apply to you, Frank. But I started watching this, Mary Beth and I started watching this show called Love After Lockup. And basically what it is there's a person on the outside and they have an inmate pen pal on the inside. And they write back and forth and they have a relationship. And then the person gets out of jail and they try to make a go of it. Right? I mean, some of these people, you actually end up liking the prisoners more than the people on the outside. Some of them, and some of the prisoners are total pieces of shit. And you're like, I can't, like worse than Rupp even. I can't.
I can't think of anything more exploitive than this. Is that they know that they're in a position like we'll give you probably a fucking shitty fucking paycheck to do this.
Oh yeah,
and we'll document your train wreck of a relationship.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Wow.
And but compelling. You want to watch it because you want some people. You want some people to get fucked over, and other people you hope it works out good for them. But so we're watching it and I'm like, oh my God, like what would I do if like I had a daughter who was like, cause they show the families of these people and like the dad, usually the dads are like, this isn't a good idea. I really wish you'd reconsider this. And I'm like, what do you do if like one of your daughters is you're like, oh, I have an inmate. I have a pen pal, but they're an inmate in jail. He's getting out in 2 weeks though. He wants to come by and say hello. You have to err on the side of caution, right?
And what, like frame him so like he gets arrested like as soon as he walks out of jail?
Not you, but you do have friends that wouldn't, wouldn't sneeze at the opportunity. Frank, you want to be tough?
I'm loyal.
You.
I'm loyal. I'm in.
We'll go plant some drugs on this guy. We'll fuck him up.
Let's do
it. I
it.
wouldn't know what to do. There'd be like...
It's rough, right?
There'd be a very much I would want to do, but at the end of the day, you're like, what can you really do? And it's two adults.
Right.
But... First off, you're like, don't sign that contract to get documented on television.
Right.
That's the first. Okay, that's your first. Actually, your first mistake was fucking being a pen pal to a fucking prisoner.
Exactly.
The second one was sign that contract with what is it, TLC or something?
Who is it? What network is that? Oh no, it's AMC Plus.
AMC.
Yeah, I don't know if it originally aired on AMC Plus, but that's what it's on right
Oh
now.
my God, how far have they fallen?
I know
They've
they
gone downhill.
fucking
Oh my
cut the
God.
comic book men loose, and now look at them.
Wholesome show like Comic Book Men.
Right?
Like we didn't exploit anybody.
Nope.
You know, we just
Not minorities. Not we didn't exploit Ming at all.
no, I don't think so.
Ming wanted to dress in the fucking underoos.
Yeah,
Ming
that's
wanted to get
immediately
called
what I
gay
went to.
10
Yeah.
to 12 times per episode. 22 minutes. It's like clocks it at like once every 15 seconds.
But that was a show you could watch with the whole family.
Oh, definitely.
Oh my God.
This you don't want to watch with the whole family. You don't want to give your kids any ideas because it looks rough. And like even the nice prisoners, the ones that you like, it's still like, well, they're a criminal. Like you don't know what they're a proven criminal. So you're like, you don't exactly know, like you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know? And it turns out most of them you shouldn't. One or two, you're like, all right, they seem to be kind of normal, kind of nice.
Does it say what they've done? Why they're
Yeah, like
Okay.
this, like some of them were like conspiracy to commit burglary, drugs. Nobody was in for like murder or anything. It was like a lot of like, there was like one guy, he's a 12-time felon.
I mean, they also got to be so fucking terrified that like, you know,
going back.
well, that the production crew is like, what happens if like, you know, this guy gets out and he kills, you know?
Yeah. Well, there is
this
one
woman who befriended him but via pen pal.
There's one guy who you're like, I can see him snapping at any minute. You're like, because some of them get out of jail and in less than 2 weeks, they're back in jail again because they cannot control themselves. They just can't do it.
That's
You know?
junk TV.
Total
Junk
garbage.
food.
Total garbage. Useless. Disposable. Not like Tell 'em Steve Dave. We're on video. But I do want to show you guys a picture because like I ran into this problem recently where Sage, you know, is 17 now. And she wants to do her own thing. She doesn't want her father giving her what for and shit. Where the fuck are these pictures? Right? Oh, okay. So she's going out to Dave and Buster's, right?
Yeah, cool.
I'll send you this picture too, Rupp. You can throw this up. I'll get the people's opinion. So she's like, hey, I have my outfit for Dave and Buster's. She comes in and shows me, and I'm like, no, you're not wearing that. Mary Beth was like, no, you're not wearing that. Let me get you a better outfit. Sage is very upset, like glassy-eyed, near crying, because we wouldn't let her wear this outfit. I showed it to a couple people, and they thought that Mary Beth and I were being too strict, that she should be allowed to wear this. That's how she came out. All right.
What is it though? Is it the boots?
I think it's the heels with the shorts. I think that's what got me.
It looks like Nancy Sinatra.
What's that?
The boots got me.
The boots got you.
Playing games and shit.
Yeah, she's playing it. Mary Beth is thinking more of a practical, like she might fall, you know, in her boots or something. She's gonna be playing video games and all that other shit. I was looking more of it like from a dad's point of view, like
Right.
you're not going out
With the
fucking-
nylon.
with the
up
like
to
the knee socks and the
yeah.
short shorts and all that shit and the sunglasses. And I brought it up to two friends of mine, and they said, "Yeah,
Sunglasses.
it's a whole thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I want to see where her eyes are. You know, like if she's looking at some dude's booty, she's constantly telling me she likes guys' abs. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just because she has Down syndrome doesn't mean she's not a fucking ball buster and a pain in the ass sometimes. Lots of times, you know? So I show this picture to both Q and Troy. Troy, who has two daughters, and Troy said I was being a little bit too overprotective, maybe.
Really?
They both would have let her go out in that outfit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't as racy or as scandalous as I thought.
It was cold. Well, your one daughter's wild, man. She's got a style of all her own.
No, I'm just saying.
She has one of those septum piercings. You know, Frank, you saw her. I saw that. I was like, Walt Flanagan's the worst father I ever.
Hey, I had an earring when I was,
you had an
and
earring.
that was scandalous back in the day.
But like Alicia's, she's a cool kid. Like when I met her and I look at her and like I see her style and like she seems to be like a very like an individual, you know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like her a lot. She's
much
cool.
to her, much to my chagrin.
Right? Yeah. Fuck off, Dad. You don't know.
Finding mountains to fucking die on.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like, you ain't gonna care about this in 2 days. You don't need to like. This isn't all the emotional toll you're putting into this is not worthy of all the tears that you're crying about this.
Right.
It's when you feel old.
That's not when I feel old. When I couldn't piss, that's when I felt old. That was the real reminder.
Not even a birthday.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, it was that. That was the moment I was like, I might be old. Nah.
I still got it.
I do have one good thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's just being a jerk.
Go ahead.
No, it's just being a jerk.
It's about me pulling my back when we play ping pong.
No, it was about I beat you at ping pong when I had a catheter in.
You fucking asshole. Are you serious?
Don't told him.
Was that when I was at least close? Was that the one?
I crushed you.
Fuck. Now I feel old.
I don't feel as bad now. Like one day, like we got a whole bunch of like over 100 boxes, and Walt and I brought him from his house to my house. And the whole time he was helping me, I wasn't aware that he had a catheter. And I said, like, dude, I definitely would not have asked you to, or had you help. I would have went and got somebody else. Now that I know you're playing ping pong with a catheter in and jumping around all over the place and fucking housing this guy.
It really, but like me winning with that in made me feel like I was super depressed.
Right.
So like it was very good for my well-being, my mental well-being.
Well, not mine. Now
yours. But now that you know, I'm sure you're like you might be like, oh, I can't believe I lost to a guy with a catheter in, but.
Oh, we're all saying that. But all these people are saying that.
But every single how time good I felt, though.
Well, like, that's all it's important.
As a friend. As a friend.
That's it. It's just every single time we play, I'm demasculinized. And it's like now I have to go back to the hotel room with her and she's going to be like, you lost when he had something in his thing?
Like every time I swung, I could feel it.
Right.
But you know what? It didn't matter though. But I'm just saying it. I knew I'd sound like a jerk if I revealed that. But
Mary, you're going to have to come out as a lesbian soon if you keep fucking stay married to this guy.
He's not a German Shepherd.
He's not a German Shepherd.
Doesn't lose to a guy.
He's a little golden retriever puppy who can't hold his bowels.
Tell him, Steve, Dave.
I was crushed. You crushed me at that game then.